Welcome to Feel It to Heal It, where we explore our inner world, our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions, and learn how to manage ourselves and our relationships in peaceful, purposeful, and powerful ways. You can find this show on the web at eqforpeace.org and on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and more. Now here's the host of Feel It to Heal It, Matt Perlstein.
Okay, all right. Hello, welcome back. Okay, today or this episode, we're going to talk about our inner child work, working on ourselves in the past, how we got to be who we are today. A lot of people say, oh, it's the past, just, put it behind you and go on and ignore it. Well, I disagree. I think that us digging into our past and figuring out who we are and how we got to be who we are is really, really important. And it affects us in major ways that we may or may not be aware of. If we just ignore it, they're going to keep on affecting us, and we're going to keep on getting the same results that we've been getting, whether they work for you or not. So I find it very, very, very helpful. We've been teaching workshops on inner child work for 30 something years, and it makes amazing difference. People, when you change some of the big beliefs and effects that had it on you in the past, it has this ripple effect, that domino effect that is amazing, that you can change some things that happened to you when you were 3 or 5 or 6 years old, and they affect you now and forever on. It's wild. So let's dig into that, shall we? However, I will warn you again that this is very uncomfortable a lot of times, and that some of this work is as painful as you can get in a way, because that's the point, is you're going for the pain in order to get it out of your body, and that is the point. So, but I'm sure there are I know of other ways to do it, where you don't have to just dig in and feel everything and feel its nasty stuff. There's other ways of getting in there, right? Therapy, meditation, yoga, or all kinds of other things that you can do, EMFB, etc., that you can do. I've found this to be incredibly effective and life-changing, is to feel it to heal it, is to allow yourself to feel the stuff that your body has felt and is still in your body, and let it out of your body and let it go, let it flow, and then let it go, as we say. So again, I'm sorry, it's uncomfortable. I'm sorry, this isn't that much fun sometimes, but as I also say, it ain't always fun, but it's got to get done. So let's get in. What do we expect? We're going to do a quick feeling check-in again, name it to tame it. We're going to talk about inner child work and how it all started, some of the steps to changing our meanings and our feelings and our resulting actions so that we can get better results, we can have better relationships, so we can be more successful. And as it turns out, if we deal with our emotions, study after study is showing that we will be more successful, we'll have better relationships in our lives, we'll make more money, and even live longer. That's amazing to me. And it's very, very true that our emotions, if we don't deal with them, our body starts to shut down and break down and dis-ease, etc., and that's not good. But if we deal with them, we can do it different. So let's dig in. So first thing, again, feeling check-in. What are you feeling right now? What are you feeling right now? There's some words up on the screen. If you need some help, what are you feeling right now? Just identify it and accept it, please. Accept it. Identification is good. Acceptance is wonderful. Just takes a second, or you can fight it, deny it, lie about it if you want to. It's your nickel. But I suggest you become aware and accept what you're feeling right now and forevermore. You don't have to like it and you don't have to leave it, but you do need to accept it, because it is how it is. As Wayne Dyer said, it is how it is, exactly as it is. He said that's the number one premise to personal growth, to realize that things are exactly as they are. Doesn't mean you can't change them. Doesn't mean you like them, but they are how they are first. Then you can do something with them. Okay. Here's some more feeling faces to give you a better identification. All right. So, what are you feeling? Okay, good. That's it. That's it. Quick little exercise. Teachers do this in class. Amazingly effective exercise. Go around once a day, or I know one teacher does it 3 times a day. What are you feeling? And the kids go around and just one word. What are you feeling? And it gives you awareness, acceptance, identification, separation, validation, normalcy. You could hear other people are feeling stuff too. You don't have to freak out about it. You might be upset. Somebody else is upset too. You're both feeling angry or whatever. Cool. I fit in. It's okay. It's not a big deal. If you're in the United States, you don't have to go shoot somebody. You don't have to go shoot yourself. You just feel what you feel, and that's all. And it's okay. So, as a child, very likely it was not okay. As very likely it was not okay, and that affected you, me, everybody, in huge ways, because we didn't have any way to talk about it. We didn't know the vocabulary. We didn't know the words to use. We didn't know how to separate feelings inside of us, like the difference between fear and anger. Like a lot of guys have that trouble separating those two. We didn't know what to do with them. Nobody talked about them, and so what are you supposed to do with all this stuff that nobody talks about? We are left alone and quiet and different and broken and all that stuff because we didn't know what the heck to do with them. We didn't even know what they were. So as a child, what happened to you that affected you the most? What happened to you? Stuff happened as a child. I guarantee it. Stuff happened that's affected you today. What kind of trauma did you experience? Trauma just means big thoughts, big feelings. Big thoughts and big feelings. That's about all it means. And we can deal with both of those. So what happened to you? What's affected you in the past that is still affecting you today? What did your parents and your family and your environment, how did those affect you? And how are they still affecting you today? That's big questions. And those answers create a bunch more work, but they're also how we start unraveling things and make things better for ourselves and people around us. Beautiful thing. No charge. So here comes the big questions. These are tough, you guys. So hang in there. Ready? Who or what hurt you the most? Who or what hurt you the most? Who or what are you angry at? Who or what are you most afraid of? Fear, anger, sadness, the big 3. What happened to you? What's still in your body? Where's the pain? Find it in your body and let it go. What is keeping you from releasing the pain? From a lot of people, it's not being aware in the first place. They don't know that they have this pain, or if they do know they have it, they don't know what the heck to do with it. And so it just stays there. Or a lot of people, I had a lot of guys we were working with that came back from the war, and they said, like, PTSD, what do we do with it? I can't do anything with it. They have a very strong belief that there's nothing they can do about it, that they're stuck with it, and that's it. And I think most people, or a lot of people that are aware of their pain, which is a good portion of the people, also believe that it's a thought and a belief system that they can't do anything about it. And they're stuck with it, and they just have to suffer through. And that is wrong. That is incorrect. That is not how it is, and so not how it needs to be. So believe that you have it. It's in there, and you can do something about it. You can do something with it. You can do something about it. Those are different. What have you decided about life as a result of your pain? What have you decided about life? Big belief systems that we did in the last episode, talking about who we are, how we fit in, how life is, how men are, how women are, that sort of how the world is. Those are big decisions that we made about life as a result of our pain. right? I decided that the world is a scary place and that I don't have much power because of stuff that happened to me, because of my pain about stuff that happened. All right. So what happened to you? What did you decide about life as a result of your pain? And what would you like to redecide? The good news is you get to redecide. If it's not working for you, once you become aware and accept what happened to you and what you decided. Nobody made you think that. Nobody made you feel anything. Nobody makes you feel anything emotionally without your permission. You did that. That's good news. That's good news, because if you did it, then you can undo it. And that is a beautiful thing. That's Adlerian psychology. And that is Rudolf Dreikurs took it from there, and they said, you know what? You weren't born and stuck with all this stuff and get into these specific stages. You decided based on what happened to you, how you're going to be. And guess what? That's wonderful news, because then you can undecide it or redecide it. You can change it. You can change all these big things about yourself if you want to. Their underlying belief systems and such. If you want to, you can change them, and that's wonderful. That was a life changer for me and best news I've ever gotten. But it takes some work. It takes some digging through this pain and getting it out of your system. We have to deal with both the beliefs, which are thoughts. Their beliefs are thoughts. I think I was unsafe. I think that the world is too big and I can't do anything about it. Those are thoughts. They made me feel sad, angry, afraid, etc., right? So I had thoughts and feelings. We got to deal with both sides. So the first three questions are just the feeling. What are you angry about? What hurt you? What are you most afraid of? Those are feelings. Then you also go, okay, now what did I decide based on my thoughts about this? So I have to deal with my thoughts, my IQ, and my emotions, my EQ. IQ plus EQ together. So good news. This is very, very good news. So here comes the chart again. This is the worksheet that I talked about in the last episode. And we're going to go through the second part of it now in this one. If you missed it, go back to the prior episode and see about my discussion on event, meaning, feeling, behavior, how it gets started inside of us. Now, here's how we take it apart. Okay. So first off, as I mentioned, we moved a lot. I then decided a bunch of yucky stuff about life, and which made me feel a bunch of yucky feelings, and therefore I did yucky behaviors, shockingly, right? That's how it works. Again, the event is a fact. The meaning is what I decided about it. The feeling is what I felt about that. And the behavior is what I did about it, right? All me, right? It's because we have emotional responsibility. It's a big deal. So let's go down to the bottom of the worksheet. The bottom says the event is exactly the same because it already happened. It's a fact. It already happened. We moved a lot. All right. That's it. That is how it is, or that was how it was, I guess. So if I feel unwanted and unlovable and such, I'm going to go down a yucky path, but I can change that. I can say, no, maybe the people were leaving because they were in the military too, and they were leaving. They didn't leave me. It wasn't that I was broken or something was wrong with me or unlovable. They were just leaving, just like I was. And that we're in the military. They probably didn't like it any better than I did. And so it didn't mean anything about me. This is after a bunch of work, by the way. I was able to depersonalize it and say, this isn't about me that they were leaving. It was about them, and it didn't have much to do with me. So maybe I am lovable. Maybe I'm okay. Maybe life is just interesting and not a bunch of pain-filled stuff that people are out to get me, and that I'm a victim and it's unsafe and all that stuff. Maybe it just that's kind of interesting how that happened. Or maybe the world really is safe, and maybe men can be strong and women can be compassionate and wonderful, right? Maybe. So I started changing those meanings about myself. That made me feel much better, safer, more peaceful, more connected. I was able to make better relationships and connect with people. And yesterday was our anniversary, and my wife and I have been, there she goes right behind me. We've been married for 33 years now, which is pretty cool. So, so able to change a little bit of that, which is really neat. So, so now it can do things better, act better, have some more confidence, make better life decisions, have some more intimacy, have closeness, and stay connected with people, etc. So so by changing the meanings, which my point here, by adjusting the meanings, and by dealing with the feelings, releasing some of the big negative emotions, I can do better behaviors and have a better, happier life. It's pretty cool, right? So you can work through this worksheet by finding out some of the big events that happened to you. What did you decide about life as a result of your pain? What was the pain? How did that affect you? And then go back and go, okay, well, let me work backwards and deal with the pain. Just deal with the pain. This is the feel it to heal it part. This is the magic of this whole thing. It's difficult to just change your mind. Okay, well, no, I was fine. It was fine. I mean, yeah, no, it was fine. The world's fine, right? Come on. I mean, maybe you can do that. Maybe. Good luck. Maybe you can do it. I found it very difficult to do it that way. What works for us is what we did in class, and what we've been doing for many, many years is to deal with the feelings, because the feelings are the glue that keep the meaning in place, right? I have a bunch of pain. That's what made me feel unwanted. I was very, very sad about people leaving me, and that's what made me feel unwanted. I was angry. I was angry that I had no control. I was angry that we kept getting yanked around. I was angry that I felt like a victim. I was angry about that at pretty much everybody. And I had to deal with that anger. And then I can start changing the meanings about it. But I do have to deal with the feelings. I mean, you can try and skip over them if you want to, but I highly recommend that you deal with the feelings themselves directly, because that's what keeps them in our body, in place, and that's what creates problems in our body after a while, disease and all kind of commotion. So feel it to heal it. Again, feel it to heal it. You can go backwards. You can change the meanings and do better behavior. So Name It to Tame It is about awareness of your positive thoughts and negative thoughts, and your positive feelings and negative feelings. Spin It to Win It is about changing your negative feelings or thoughts and feelings into positive thoughts and feelings. And Feel It to Heal It is letting go of your negative emotions, letting them go, and you will naturally return to your natural state, which is peaceful, loving, calm, happy, connected. That's our natural states. If you have a bunch of garbage built up on top of you, that was brought on along. You weren't born with any of that. You weren't born with any of it. You picked it up along the way, and you can put it back down with some work. So give yourself permission to feel. Take emotional responsibility always. I'm going to say this every single time because it's the key to this whole thing. That's the tipping point. If you believe that you're in charge of you, and your thoughts, your feelings, your actions are yours, you're going to do some good stuff. If you believe they made you feel this way, it's the government, it's COVIDs, it's the environment, it's the economy, it's all this stuff that made you feel this way, you become a victim and a whiner and a blamer, and it's not going to go well. So the tipping point is taking responsibility for your own self and your own thoughts, your own feelings. Learn more about you and your past, and how your past is still affecting you today, because it is. You can deny it if you want to, but it is. Name It to Tame It. What happened and what did you feel? Spin It to Win It. It's your beliefs, your thoughts, feelings, decisions, actions. If they're not working for you, change them. You can change them. Yes, you can. That's very good news, in my opinion, right? Very good news. And then Feel It to Heal It is about let it flow and then let it go. Get in, get it out, get on. I love that. Get in, get it out, get on. One of my favorite people, LJ, made that up, and I've used it ever since. I love it. Get in, get it out of you, and get on. Get on. So, okay, next time we're going to dig into the real feelings: fear, anger, sadness, in each one at a time, because these are the big three negatives, I call them. There's a whole bunch of feelings we have, but it's really helpful to sum them up into the big three: fear, anger, and sadness. And so we're going to talk about each one of those specifically and directly, because we need to deal with them. So I think that's it. I will see you next time. Please feel what you feel and be okay with that. Awareness, acceptance, action, right? And feelings, watch your thoughts, deal with your feelings, and you be okay. So see you. Thank you very much.
You have been listening to Feel It to Heal It with your host, Matt Perelstein, creating peace inside and around us with emotional intelligence, EQ. Remember that your thoughts and feelings matter more than you ever realized to guide your actions and create peace, purpose, and power in life. You can catch prior episodes on the web at eqforpeace.org and on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and more.